Yes, we are live.
Good afternoon, everyone, and good evening in Pakistan, and all the people, those who are in America. So, good morning to you. Today, I am really very lucky that I have got one of the journalists here with me. So, before I introduce him, I like to introduce myself. I am Father Khushi, and I am working in the Lichfield Diocese in England, and I am at the moment in St. Peter Church, Rickers Court, Stafford. So I am here with Sheraz Khan, who is a journalist, and all that what is going on in within the understanding of the blasphemy law in Pakistan. So I will ask few questions from Mr. Sheraz Khan that if he may help us to understand within the human understanding and dignity and respect within the social justice that what is happening in Pakistan. So, Mr. Shiraz Khan, I welcome you for this show,
Thank you.
and please keep it as short as possible. Not only we are sharing this information for Pakistani people, but my purpose is to highlight this issue of blasphemy law in the global world understanding that specifically here in the Western world, in America, and all the Middle East countries, wherever people are watching us, or maybe later on, they will watch and listen to these questions and answer, and it may help them that how much and how far the human being of Pakistani minorities, especially Christians, Hindu, or any other people, are persecuted under the blasphemy law. So, would you like to help me? What is actually blasphemy? Tell us, does Pakistan have blasphemy law, or it is just made up something to persecute people or innocent people in Pakistan?
Thank you, Rev Khushi. Uh, so, first of all, your part of your question is what constitutes blasphemy. So, it could be any word, any pictorial representation that is deemed as insulting or disrespectful to a holy figure, and that includes Prophet Muhammad. Uh, that would be considered or deemed as blasphemy in light of Pakistan's blasphemy laws. And yes, Pakistan does have blasphemy laws which are seen as controversial and have also been criticized for being draconian and harsh.
Thank you. So, actually, when did Pakistan introduce blasphemy law?
Okay, so Pakistan did have blasphemy laws that date back to the colonial times, in the time of the British Raj, if you like. But those blasphemy laws were quite benign in terms of the punishment they conferred on an accused. It would usually be some kind of fine. But the laws then if we compare those laws with how they stand now, they have become a lot more harsher. And it was in the late 1980s. In fact, it was 1986 when the then military dictator General Haq he introduced blasphemy laws in the current form as we see them now. And now, if somebody is accused of having committed blasphemy, and if he's later convicted, that person would be given death penalty.
Thank you very much. And today, actually, whenever it happens in Pakistan, and as you know, I am from Pakistan and I am living in UK since last 20 years. But whenever anybody is persecuted, you know, it's emotionally, psychologically, morally, it's really painful. We are living here in United Kingdom and you are living in Scotland. My question is now you for this, that as we are interconnected with our relatives, friends, the people with whom I have been working in Pakistan, so how big is the issue of the abuse of blasphemy law in Pakistan within the understanding, if you little bit elaborate with the all the events, with the names and the places where it has happened and how dangerous it was to dehumanize the Christian people and burn them or kill them or whatever is. So would you like to say something about it, please?
Okay, as I said earlier, in the late 1980s, early 19th, that's when the abuse of Pakistan blasphemy laws began rampant. That's where they began to be used increasingly by fundamentalist Pakistani Muslims or illiterate people, if you like. So there have been incidents when, for example, in 1997, in Shantinagar, which is a village in Pakistani province of Punjab, the entire village, including crops,
Oh my God.
they were burnt after rumors spread that local Christians had committed blasphemy. In 2015, then, so the abuse of the law that began from the 1990s, if you like, it kept on going. The successive governments didn't take any steps. And then, so because of the ongoing abuse of the law in 2015 in Sangla Hill, which again is in province Punjab, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's where it is. And there, two churches were torched. In 2009, before that, in fact, a very terrible incident happened in the Pakistani town of Gojra. Some 9 Pakistani Christians were burnt alive. And that in itself, despite it being horrible and a condemnable incident, again, no steps were taken to stop the continuous abuse of Pakistan blasphemy laws. In 2013, for example, in the Pakistani eastern city of Lahore, there is a Christian residential area called Joseph Colony, and some 130, and according to some accounts, more than 130 houses of Christians were burnt simply because an accusation of blasphemy had been made. So it is a continuous cause of concern for Pakistani Christians. And also, we live in a global society, so it sends a bad message abroad.
Thank you very much. And also, no, I have heard that one of the governor in Pakistan and the minority minister of Christian community, Mr. Shahbaz Bhatti, if you can also share something about that, please.
So the late Shahbaz Bhatti began his struggle in Pakistan back in 1985 when the abuse of the laws had just begun, if you like, or was going to become in the years to come. He had then set up the Christian Liberation federation, acronymed as CLF, and he later set up All Pakistan Minorities Alliance, which was an umbrella group for all minorities communities, Christians, Hindus, Sikhs. And Shahbaz Bhatti began speaking out against the abuse of Pakistan blasphemy laws, even when he later, in 2008, he became the federal minister for minorities, but he continued to speak out against the misuse of Pakistan blasphemy laws. This, of course, did not please some elements in the Pakistani society, so he was shot dead on the 2nd of March 2011 in Islamabad, which is the capital of Pakistan. And the governor, the moderate governor of Punjab, whom you have referred to, he was Salman Taseer. He was also killed. I like to think it was in the month of January in the same year. That he was killed by one of his bodyguard. That bodyguard was supposed to protect him. He was part of his security detail, but he, on the contrary, pumped more than 50 bullets in this moderate enlightened governor's body, killing him on the spot.
That's very sad, very sad. Nowadays the new issues is risen about one of the nurse who has been serving the Muslim people in the Muslim hospital. That is not a Christian hospital. So she has been now blamed under the blasphemy law, and I have seen one of the videos in which the people are slapping and accusing and abusing and all this whatever they could do against her or harm her physically, emotionally. So as a woman, no respect and no dignity. So would you like to say something about it and about Tabeeta Gill, the one who is serving the humanity in Pakistan?
Yeah, so another terrible, shocking, appalling, outrageous incident that happened in Pakistan in relation to Pakistan blasphemy laws and its abuse. Tabeeta Gill was a nurse, a Christian nurse. She was serving in Sobraj Maternity Hospital in the Pakistani southern port city of Karachi. She on that particular day, on Thursday, the 20th of January, she went to work while she was discharging her duties as a nurse on that particular shift. Her nursing colleagues asked her questions about her Christian faith. She answered those questions to the best of her knowledge and in accordance with her Christian belief. She was soon accused of having committed blasphemy. But something that you've just pointed out, Reverend Khushi, her predicament didn't stop there. These nursing colleagues of her who falsely accused her of having committed blasphemy began slapping her. And there were other social media videos where the poor Christian nurse is being beaten by clubs, by batons at a time when Tabeeta Gill is begging, she's imploring, she's beseeching her tormentors, please do not beat me. I have not committed blasphemy. I have not said anything against your prophet. So despite her denials, her repeated denials, she was brutally tortured. She was subjected to violence. And this is what is a cause for concern, that people now have begun taking the law in their own hands. And there is this surge in vigilantism which must be condemned.
That's really very sad. The one who is dedicated and committed as a nurse and serving the Muslim people, and the Muslim people are attacking her. That's really very sad. You know, Mr. Sheraz, my purpose and understanding is to highlight the issues against minorities, especially against Christian. I am a priest. I serve people. And there is so much going on around the world under the umbrella of interfaith. In Pakistan, is many people are doing this job, trying to relate themselves in a sensible and human way. So, would you like to share with me that some of the people, because they are good people in Pakistan, I don't mean that they are all people are doing like this. So, could you mention the name of those people or organizations, those who are working to support the Christian people, especially those who are suffering under the blasphemy law at this moment in Pakistan?
Yes, we. If I understood your question, that what should we do to support the persecuted church in Pakistan? Yes.
Yeah.
So first of all, I think the Christian diaspora, whether it's in the United Kingdom, in the United States, elsewhere in Europe, or in the world, I think they can play a proactive role by using social media, for example. But they need to get this messaging right. They need to make sure that they are making a case for this persecuted Christian brother or sister in Pakistan, rather than just posting to Facebook or Twitter or any other social media platform a post for the sake of posting a post. So the message should be clear, and I think that would then engage Christian brothers and sisters here in the West, and that is terribly lacking. Yes, there are people who are a lot more present on social media as they used to be, say, some years back, but there should be a lot more clarity to the messages that they're posting, and they should be effective. And that's one way of helping advance the plight of persecuted Pakistani Christians. But then there are other ways. The Christian diaspora here, for example, they could write to their members of parliament. If they live in Scotland, they could write to the members of Scottish Parliament. But the Scottish, there are MPs from Scotland who sit in the House of Commons. So, and likewise, people could write to the members of the House of Representatives. For example, the United States, or to their congressmen or congresswomen in the United States. So I think, and that's how we can highlight this and other issues that Pakistani Christians have to face on a day-to-day basis.
Thank you very much. It's really very good that the information you are providing, as I shared in my introduction, that my purpose is this, to have this kind of conversation in order to highlight the information and the persecution in Pakistan against minority, regardless who they are, Christians, Hindu, Sikh, or even Muslim people. As you know, sometimes they are persecuted there. And my question is this now to you, that how can the misuse of the laws be stopped, since so many people are in action? I see here that some people, those who are on the Facebook, and there is, especially I would like to mention the name of Ijaz Anayat, who is saying that we are doing good, but at the same time, what we need to do more to create a sort of environment where no one is punished in such a way where the people experience live human beings are burning. They are putting them into fire or the furnace. So how can it be stopped, or they can learn something from your experience that they can stop, or the stop can be the misuse of the law be stopped now?
Okay, so Reverend Hushi, there are a couple of questions within your question, and you mentioned His Excellency Bishop Ijaz Anait. He is a voice of sanity and wisdom, a great intellectual, and he has raised a very relevant point that yes, we can highlight this issue on social media as we are making our humble effort in this regard. But we can, for example, have more such conversations on social media, which I like to think, and I hope you would agree that we should do more. But it's the state's responsibility in Pakistan to protect, promote, and safeguard the lives and properties of Pakistani Christians. So when it comes to the misuse of Pakistan blasphemy laws, again, they are there for a reason. They are a government for a reason. They are representatives of party A, B, C for a reason. And likewise, Pakistani Christian parliamentarians are there for a reason to advocate the cause of the people they purport to represent. So if the government cannot protect Pakistani Christians, then that government has no right. It shouldn't have any mandate to be there. So if under their nose, all successive governments, including the incumbent government, including the sitting Prime Minister Imran Khan, has he not seen those disturbing videos? And if he has, if his aides have, what action have they taken? And if they have not, why not? That's the question we should be asking. And I like to think that His Excellency, whom you have referred to, would agree.
Thank you very much. So there is so much to talk, so much to share, so much to discuss. But I would like to know at the end, like to thank you that what we have discussed, maybe this is gives to some people the glimpse or the understanding what we want to talk, what we want to deliver, what we want to share. So my question is this now at the end, that is there any hope for the people in Pakistan that this law will be changed? Are there somebody, or the Supreme Court, or the President, or the Prime Minister, or in the Senate, they can discuss to make it, to utilize this law in such a way where no one is harmed?
So previous efforts which were made by some enlightened and moderate politicians, and those efforts were aimed at getting the laws repealed. They didn't gather much traction, if you like. And in a predominantly Muslim Pakistan, where apart from say 7, 8 to 10 people who are from the minorities communities, the assembly itself like compromises members who are Muslims. But then amongst those Muslim parliamentarians, some, as you can imagine, are quite hardliners. So they opposed any such move. In fact, if I'm not wrong, in 2009, Shari Rahman from Pakistan People's Party, when she suggested that there should be reforms, she was not talking about the repeal of the laws, but she did suggest that there should be some amendments made to Pakistan's blasphemy laws. And believe me or not, a blasphemy case was registered against her, and she had to almost detain herself in her own home for a long time. So that in itself shows the gravity, the seriousness, the scale of the abuse of the laws. So what I would say that, first of all, the abuse or misuse, if you like, of the laws should stop. And that's where the government, the civil society, religious, enlightened, moderate scholars, people in the West, Christians in the West, Christian and human rights organizations in Pakistan and around the world, they can play their role. And then, of course, we must continue demanding the repeal of the laws, because they, I think, they're a threat to security, to peace, to harmony in the country.
My dear brothers and sisters, today I have explored only within the understanding when we saw the video of Tabeeta Gill when people were attacking her. It disturbed us. But anyhow, we are people of living God. We are people who have a hope. So let us pray and let us believe in this. As Jesus says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So we pray for all the Muslim people in Pakistan, and we ask God to give them the understanding we are all human beings, we are all live in the same country, and we belong to Pakistan. So therefore, please respect us and we respect you. You love us and we love you. And in this way, let us create a harmony, love, and care in Pakistan and take care of one another. Pakistan is a country where all people are living in good faith. So you pray so much, you love so much. There should be more justice, more love, and more care like any other places of the world. As we enjoy our life here, you enjoy your life there. So thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much, Mr. Sheraz Khan, accompanying me this afternoon. It was a lovely discussion, lovely talk. I hope whenever I invite you, you will be there and help us to understand within the political understanding and the social understanding and with the social justice, Pakistani culture and Pakistani understanding. Thank you very much. God
Thank
bless
you.
you and take care.
Thanks.
Welcome.